Now, you're wearing this vest, and we've got a group of gentlemen today, and you're part of a very special group. What does this vest represent?
Every man, a brotherhood. We were all stationed together in Vietnam, and about the same time, I was there for all of 1970, as was Jim. And some of the people were there before we got there, but our times overlapped. And most of us were pilots. There's Randy that you just talked to was a medic, one of the best. I mean, he was, and he's been kind of the glue that has held the group together. I ended up at the 159th with my band of brothers.
So what's Dustoff mean to you?
What's really interesting is the way people talk about Dustoff. Medevac is specific to the 1st Cav, and they have 50 cal machine guns on their doors. And people would say, well, what's the difference? And they said, well, 1st Cav has the guns, Dustoff has the balls. Because we didn't have guns on the side. Because we picked up everybody. Good people, bad people, civilians. And we were specifically assigned to the 25th Infantry Division in Cu Chi.
Do you remember the first time you went out and picked some patients up?
Yeah. And, well, the one that I remember the most is that, of course, when you get in the country, you get a weapon, a pistol, an M16, and whatever, and you're married to it. I mean, that's your live and die.
Right.
And my first time to go on a field standby to Tain In, I got in the aircraft, and we were just getting ready to go up, and they said, oh, there's some transfers from the hospital there in Cu Chi to Saigon. So we had to go, we had to go back to the hospital, pick up these litter patients, take them to Saigon, and then go on to Tain In. Well, when I got to Tain In, my weapons were gone.
Oh dear.
I know. And so what had happened, what I surmised, is that the CIDGs, which were the mercenaries that fought for Vietnam, they owned their own weapons, and so they couldn't be separated from them. And we think that when we landed at the hospital in Saigon, that they thought my weapons, which were under my seat, belonged to the CIDG. And so they took them and put them back in the hospital. So when I got to Tain In, I didn't have a weapon. But then I thought that if I ever get shot down, I'm not going to have time to use them anyway. So I never replaced them. And thank goodness for Jim, Maura's husband, being the supply officer. The next time we had a helicopter that got shot down, my weapons were on it because you could combat lost them without doing all the paperwork.
Okay.